Okay, good morning everyone. So here the CPU has two main components. One is arithmetic and logical unit, that is ALU in short form. Another one is control unit, that is CU. Fine. Now today we will see what is ALU, how does it works. Okay, and another one is control unit, that is CU. Okay, the CPU, I told you before that the CPU has two main components. They are ALU, that is responsible, okay, ALU, that is responsible for all types of calculations. That means ALU is responsible for all types of calculations. It performs arithmetic operators such as plus, minus, here it is into, division, and all logical operators such as you can see greater, smaller, etc. etc. Fine. Now, with an example, I'm going to make you understand that how it works. Now, suppose if we want to multiply two numbers, again, I'm telling you, if we want to multiply two numbers sent from the keyboard, here keyboard is the input device, to the memory of the CPU, what does the ALU will do? The ALU performs the calculation and send it back to the memory. So the work of ALU, it performs the calculations and send it back to the memory. So this is the work of ALU. Fine. Once more I am repeating you. ALU is responsible for all types of calculations. ALU is responsible for all type of calculations. It performs arithmetic operators such as plus, minus, into, division, and logical operators such as smaller, greater, equal to. You can see all these examples. Fine. Now with an example I can explain you. You see, if we want to multiply two numbers, suppose if I want to multiply with two numbers sent from the keyboard, that means if I type from the keyboard two numbers, here keyboard is an input device, to the memory of the CPU, the ALU will perform the calculation and send it back to the memory. So did you understand the work of ALU? Fine. Next is control unit, that is CU. In short form it is called CU, control unit. What does it do? It is responsible for controlling and guiding the instruction. Again I am telling you, control unit, that is CU, it is responsible for controlling and guiding the instruction. Fine. Okay. Now today we will, you just open your book and see, we will learn about role of memory in the working of a computer. So we will learn about the role of memory in the working of a computer. Fine. So role of memory in the working of a computer. Here main memory, or we can say primary memory, or we can say internal memory, all are same. Main memory, we can call main memory as primary memory, or we can call internal memory. Now it consists of two memory. This main memory consists of two memory. What are they? One is RAM, another one is ROM. So RAM stands for random access memory and ROM stands for read only memory. Once more I am telling you. So main memory, or we can say primary memory, or we can say internal memory. This main memory consists of two memories, that is RAM as well as ROM. RAM stands for random access memory and ROM stands for read only memory. Now let us see what is RAM. It forms the major part of main memory. The CPU can read from it and also can write data onto it in a very short time. Fine. It is a temporary type of memory as it erases all the data when the computer is turned off. It is also called volatile memory. Fine. Again, I am telling you what is RAM. It forms the major part of main memory. The CPU can read from it and also can write data onto it in a very short time. It is a temporary type of memory as it erases all the data when the computer is turned off. It is also called volatile memory. Now come to ROM, that is read only memory. CPU can only read data from it. CPU you can't write here. Only it can read only. CPU uses its data to start the computer. It tells the computer what to do after switch it on. It is a permanent memory. All data once you written in it remain fixed. It never change or delete if the computer is turned off. ROM is also called a non-volatile memory. So ROM is also called a non-volatile memory. So once more I am telling you what is ROM. CPU can only read data from it. CPU uses its data to start the computer. It tells the computer what to do after switch it on. It is a permanent memory. All data once you written in it remain fixed. It never changes or deleted if the computer is turned off. ROM is also called non-volatile memory. So here in your book you can see there's a difference between RAM and ROM. So let's see RAM and ROM. So RAM, it stands for random access memory. You see the difference. ROM, it stands for read only memory. RAM, it is also known as volatile memory. ROM, it is known as non-volatile memory. So RAM, it stores data temporarily and loses it when the computer is turned off. Here in ROM, the stored data permanently and does not lose even when the computer is turned off. That means it never lose anything. It stores data permanently. Here RAM, it is used by the CPU either to read data from it or to write data into it. Here ROM, it is used the CPU to only read the data. Here you can read only, you can't write anything. But here you can change, you can write. Fine. So this is the difference between RAM and ROM. So thank you very much.